You.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So just want to start to say in the pilot, without spoiler, we see how much the way we tell a story to others can influence the way facts goes. How much is important, in your opinion, to show this aspect, in particular, in a world of fake news in which we're living these days?
Well, yeah, information is power, and I I think this show makes so many comments that have a lot to do with the world we live in, you know. And at the same time, we're telling a story that happens in a galaxy far, far away, so don't take it personal. But the beauty of science fiction is that you can do that, right? You can uh, establish a parallel that allows you to reflect on the world you experience every day.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to say recreate, but what it really hit me, it was seeing he so unsure, because when you saw in Rogue One, he's really determined, he's already a leader.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's really cool to see that he has doubts, and it's really, as a spectator, when you watch that, you are like, oh my God, but this is not the Andor that I know.
We call our well, that's you're touching on something extremely exciting, and that's really what our show is in its entirety. One of the things that it's really about is really about all these little rebellions that are starting all over the place, and all these little acts of rebellion, all independent. Some of them coincide, some of them are in conflict with one another, some of them hate each other, but in the end, they are going to all have to pull together. And how does a revolution pull together? And Stellan Skarsgård, the Luthen character, is really one of the people that's out there trying to pull these various groups into alignment. Now, that may not work as well for him as he thought it would. That may not be as easy as he thought it was. That may not be, he may not like the result of what he actually does in the end. Those are fascinating issues. And they're also, I mean, God, look at any revolution, we started listing revolutions before. I mean, watch the French Revolution eat each other up. Watch the Haitian Revolution eat each other up. Watch the American Revolution. Watch the Russian Revolution. They just consume each other. How do they get organized? That's a fascinating idea for me, and that's something we're exploring in the show.
So great for me within Andor is the opportunity to play Mon Mothma not just in her role, not just in her job, not just in her stature, but also who she is as a woman behind it, who she has to be at home, what it is to live a life within the structures of empire, and yet at your heart be a person who believes wholeheartedly in diplomacy and democracy. We know that she's been a senator from the time she was very young, from the time she was 16. What is that like, to have to be that public face for all that time? What has your life been like? How rigid has it been? And I think that's what Tony was interested in exploring for Mon Mothma, is the orthodoxy that she has had to live with. And what you've alluded to is also not just in her role, but also in her home life. How do you navigate that? And where is a tipping point where you cannot live that any longer?